Did you know over 142 million litres of raw sewage has been pumped into Lake Windermere over the last 3 years?
It's a shocking reality that's behind this beautiful tourist destination. We're going to uncover the truth about the scandal and also have a look around Windermere and see why it's still worth coming. I don't think I'll be going on an open top bus today. It's Baltic.
We've got our hats on, it's freezing.
I've just seen it says -1. I know you said it was going to be cold, so you're full of facts, but I'll tell you one fact that's blown my mind.
Yeah.
When you told me just how much sewage and raw sewage were being pumped into Lake Windermere.
Yeah, into the actual Lake Windermere. Yes, it's been reported on the Times, in the news, BBC, GMTV, everywhere. It's 142 million litres.
142 million litres.
Sewage, including raw sewage.
But
now, Andrew, that's over the legal limit.
Do you see my breath? That's that garlic bread that Claire made me last night. It's all kicking off. That's like tourist info. I've got some tourist info for you. Don't put your car there. So we've come here for a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
Well, one is just to see how beautiful it is, because we're in the Lake District and we're on this little tour. We're actually enjoying ourselves up here, aren't we?
Loving it.
Very nice place to see. And Windermere, I always remember it as being quite posh and exclusive.
Right.
Which is why it surprised me that they're pumping this stuff in there. But they've got a permit to do it. How does that work?
Yes, they have a legal permit. You are allowed to pump certain amounts of litres into the lake. That's allowed.
So what's the problem?
They've pumped in too much, more than the legal limit has gone into the lake.
All right.
That's the problem.
So there's too much?
There's too much.
Well, I look as well. You know this permit?
Yes.
It's from 80s. It's not being updated. You can see here, when you get into this top bit of, are we in Windermere or Bowness?
Something important to tell you. We're in Windermere at the moment, which is 1.6 miles away from Bowness on Windermere.
Right.
Which is on the actual lake.
Okay.
We're not on the lake here.
All right, okay. But one thing that you're presented with when you first come here, from this angle, is all of these holiday lets.
Yeah.
So tourism's massive, and it's all about the lake that they're pumping pollution into.
That's right.
There's some beautiful cottages. Hey, look at these.
Look at the slate. Local slate these houses are made from.
Is that true?
Yes.
Well, first impressions, it looks pretty good. There's plenty of places to eat. Now, I have been here before a couple of times, but I don't really remember that much about it. Have you been before, Claire?
I have, but I haven't been up to this section here.
All right.
I've just tottered about the lake.
Yeah, I've been down by the lake, but I don't think I've been up here. There's this little sign here, Best Pub in England AA Award. That was 2018, 2019. Oh, the Crafty Bar. More cottages. It's all for tourists. And that's why it blows my mind. You think they put it somewhere else?
Yes.
Maybe we don't understand how it all works properly.
This is the largest lake. So the lake was formed from the last ice age.
Yeah.
13,000 years ago.
Right.
The glaciers melted.
Yeah.
And created the lake that we see today. Now, Andrew, a quiz for you.
Yeah.
How many litres of water is in Lake Windermere?
9.
More.
10.
More.
I'm going to go wild.
Go on then.
15.
15 what?
Litres.
15 litres? 300 billion litres
Really?
of water.
Wow.
I have just fact checked that for anybody who's listening to this that doesn't believe it. Look, it's true. That's a lot of water. And that could be a reason why it can dilute itself in the water. I don't know.
Is that what you think?
Hey, that's the clever
I'll tell you
version.
what. I think they've got a replica of the Blarney Stone in there.
In the Magic Walk?
Yeah.
Andrew, nice cafe on the corner, brown sugar.
Yeah, do you know what one's that?
Mick Jagger.
What do we think to the cowshed?
Loved the coffee, absolutely delicious.
I think that's the creamiest coffee
Oh, yeah.
I've had. We had a latte, didn't we?
Yeah, really would recommend this little cafe.
One thing I didn't expect to see,
Yeah,
with all these slate buildings. How unique is it?
beautiful.
I don't think I've been anywhere that's got this amount of slate buildings.
Oh, we have a wine shop here Very important for everybody to see.
United Utilities Information Centre. United Utilities are the water company.
It is, yes.
Around here. What information do they have? I think it's an interesting move that they've actually bought or leased a building in the town centre. So this is, I think, what you could call a bit of a pushback on what's happening.
Little PR exercise, isn't it?
Do you think so?
A little PR, I think, yeah.
Well, look, they are investing £200 million planned for Windermere. So we'll be taking wastewater treatment to the next level to protect water quality, all those places. And you can call in to find out more. And they've got all this pamphlets, all this PR stuff.
Quite a large shop, isn't it?
Yeah, there's stop blocks, so that's so that you don't put stuff in the water. We've created an additional 2.6 million litres of storage. Wastewater treatment, which helping to reduce spills. Salaries start at 30,000 if you're a graduate. So they've got an improvement programme. It's the largest of its kind in 100 years. There's a massive PR thing, right, very visible.
In the middle of all the shops. Yeah, very visible.
It's interesting to say, but when we were having our coffee, we were looking, weren't we? And so I suppose the other side of this is a website called Save Windermere. It gave you some facts.
It did.
And there's some pictures on there, which are, they're beautiful pictures, to be honest. It looks like, I don't know, like marbled paint, but it's an algae bloom. And that
toxic algae.
November, yeah, it's because of the raw sewage that goes in there. It creates this excess nutrients and the algae feeds off it and it causes all these problems.
Some sort of nitrate.
Yeah, nitrates. It's like if you've got an aquarium and if you don't look after it, then you get nitrates and phosphates rising.
That's what this is then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, one of the reasons it says why it got that bad is because there's been the equivalent of 7,000 hours of raw sewage pumped into Windermere.
7,000 hours, that's a lot of hours.
7,000 hours. Very interesting little area. Improving water quality in Windermere. Excess nutrients, including phosphorus, the contributing factor to algae blooms. Since 2020, we've halved the amount of phosphorus coming from our treatment works. Sources of pollution. So it's blaming rural land use, and that's how much is coming. Storm overflows, treatment works, private sewage, septic tanks and urban. So interestingly enough, they're blaming the phosphorus on rural land use.
Does that mean farmers?
Yeah.
Andrew,
Wow.
there's a lot of art galleries in Windermere.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, we quite like looking at art galleries, don't we?
Actually, I saw this week on Facebook somebody put something up and it said if you've missed out on Madonna tickets, put your nan in a basque and give her a can of special brew. Top tip for you there. You got Jagger, Elton John, Freddie Mercury, John Lennon, Bowie, George Michael, Lady Diana.
But it might be to buy here, look.
Oh, I'd imagine that property is very, very expensive.
Nearly £1 million, that one.
Which one?
At the top there, Bankfield.
Oof. Bubble tea. Have you ever had bubble tea?
Yes, I have had it once, and it's just a dilute pop with some grapes in it.
Brew room, very pink inside. Dogs welcome everywhere. Look at these, yeah.
Yeah.
Are they Bakewell tarts or am I wrong? Look at that, there's a queue. Why are you queuing there? Is it that good? Come in and order at the till. Would you queue for a coffee?
Never.
Might be nice coffee.
So this is the library. Don't mistake it for the park. It's a library.
What this is?
Yep. It's closed on Sundays, but there's an exhibition inside there at the moment. Here it is, look. Warner Brothers and the BBC made a film about what happened. Holocaust project. 300 children came here in 1945.
So they were Holocaust survivors?
Yeah.
So this is a library?
Yes.
It's a lovely property to come and get your books. Should we walk up?
Yeah. Princess Kate came here to look at the project, which is free to go into.
I miss libraries.
I used to love them as a child. I'd always have books, always. Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Tina Turner.
So it's called Groves Public Library because it was given to the people of Windermere through the generosity of the Groves family of Hall Hired.
Never heard of Hall Hired, Bonnie.
Having seen United Utilities there, it looks like They're trying to do something about it. But Save Windermere, they're the ones that are campaigning for it, aren't
Yeah.
they? Did I read correctly that they've got some famous people involved now?
Some very famous people involved, yes. Steve Coogan, Lee Mack,
Fergal Sharkey.
Fergal Sharkey.
But why would Fergal Sharkey do it, I think? He's Irish, is he not?
And somebody else, a
Yeah.
favourite of yours, Paul Whitehouse.
What's all this about then, Claire?
So here we are at the Millennium Stone.
Yeah.
So underneath here is a time capsule where all the locals are invited to put something in.
Yeah.
It's buried under here to be opened in the year 2100.
All right.
What would you hide in there? Would it be an action man or a Barbie?
An action man.
Because in the year 2100, that would be like a really old toy.
I'd probably put a newspaper so that when they open it up, they go, man, it were crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
It were crazy back
Yeah.
then. That's what I'd put in, I think.
yeah.
I'm sure there is a newspaper in there.
I'm sure there is.
What would you put in there?
I'd put in I'd put my recorder in.
Your recorder?
Yeah.
What's that telling anybody?
That look at this prehistoric instrument.
I think it's, I mean, you can
Isn't it a recorder book?
I suppose it's not for me to say, but I think you're supposed to put things of the time in, but recorders have been around for quite some time,
Well,
haven't they?
I want to put my recorder in. What about you guys? What would you put in here? Have you put something in the time capsule?
Hey, that'd be interesting. Is there anybody that watches us that's put something in there? And is it more fitting than a recorder?
Now, this part here marks the separation between Windermere and Bowness or Windermere, which is down here.
Okay.
This is the landmark really that separates them. And here, this is the Beardley Clock Tower.
Oh,
Now, there was a guy called John Beardley,
yeah.
and he wrote a book, The Thorough Guide to the Lake District.
Thorough.
The Thorough Guide.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I bet it were a
this
big book, that. Don't you?
Yeah, joking aside, yeah. And this is it's a clock tower.
So this is to commemorate that. There's no clock on it, though. Oh, there is. Oh, yeah. And you can see, to preserve the memory of Mountford John Bird Badley, the thorough guide. It was erected by public subscription from friends and admirers in all parts of the British Isles.
Yeah. Now this
Wow,
was
that's-
seriously badly vandalised in 2024. It had to be rebuilt, some of it.
For what reason?
Isn't that terrible? I think just naughty people vandalised it.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah,
It's a very pleasurable walk down here. There's lots to see,
it
isn't
is.
there? I think so. Obviously, we're up here in the motorhome. There's some parking up at the top, isn't there? It's a train station.
That's right.
Bit tight for motorhomes.
Yeah.
If you got a motorhome our size, you can get one in there.
Yeah.
One thing I would say that's good where we've parked is the parking bays are quite wide, and that's one of the issues that
Yep.
we have, isn't it? That they're too narrow.
That's right.
But
It's
they're
£8
quite
for
wide.
the day at the moment, isn't it?
This what? Sorry.
2025 is £8 for the day.
Yes.
Now
£8.
it's using a parking app. So I don't know what you guys think about parking apps, but sometimes they're quite difficult. Plus, there's a million different parking apps.
But one thing I would say is it's quite confusing if you want to pay for parking without the parking app, which is what I did. And what you do is you go to where you buy the train tickets, and it doesn't look like it says parking
Yeah.
until you switch your brain on, like I had to. And there's a big blue sign with a P on it. So I realised that was for
A
parking.
big blue
That's-
P.
No, it's a white P on the blue
okay.
background. But that's, I think, why I didn't get it. Because P's are
Yeah.
usually green or yellow. Looks like you can get a bus down here.
What's this mean? Funded by the UK government.
So does that mean you get a free bus?
Don't know.
Anybody can tell us about that? That's something that we've not seen before.
Never.
There's some times now that are funded by the government.
Not sure. We might get the bus back up the hill, shall we? And this is the War Memorial.
This looks like it's been here since the beginning of time.
Oh,
Claire.
next door, look.
This is my favourite police station that I've seen in 2025.
Windermere is very low crime rate.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, to be fair, looks like they mean business here. Look at this. Dio et Mondroit. I'm not being funny, right? But if I were in the business
Yeah.
of vandalism,
Yeah.
I wouldn't come here and do it.
Put your name on the door.
You're really, really asking for trouble, aren't you? You know, because Bobby comes to work and he goes, oh, I best unlock. And he's like that. Who's done this? Oh, it's Steve from Windermere. Hey, listen, got to be careful around here because on YouTube, obviously, there's those people that do auditing. Now I'm filming, we're on YouTube. Don't think I'm auditing the police station.
You don't look like an auditor, to be fair.
Hey?
You don't look like an auditor, to be fair.
No, I don't do it. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They come and they're filming stuff, and why are you filming? They just wind them up, don't they?
Yeah.
I think they split opinion, them
There's a
guys.
shoe there in the bush.
What?
You see it? There's a shoe in the... Oh. How did that happen?
Well,
Did you slip?
honestly, that were a close call.
Did you slip?
If you come, I mean, I'm not trying to encourage auditing, but if you come, just be careful because you can slip. And I know that them boys like to get compensation, so
Yeah.
I nearly went then.
Oh, it's very slippy.
Isn't it?
Yeah, there's a shoe there, look.
That's what we're trying to look at.
Someone's shoe from...
But I know what's happened. They've come
Yeah.
down here,
Yeah.
they've slipped, and then the shoes come off and landed in there. Oh, no. Claire, run. Rosses are here. Craig Manor, Rooms Kitchen Garden, and Rum Nicky. I'd love to ring them up. That's telephone
Yeah.
sound. And I go, hello. And they go, Rum Nicky. I go, how do you know my name? I'll have a double. We know that we've got some viewers, international viewers. We've got viewers in America, we've got viewers in Australia.
New Zealand.
New Zealand. So New Zealand, I know that maybe your weather's pretty similar to this, but unfortunately for us, in the UK, we get a lot of grey skies. You might not be able to see this, but I can actually see the lake or the mere.
Oh, wow.
It's just up here. I've really enjoyed the walk from up at the top down here, have you?
Yes, really, very
There's
much
lots
so.
to see. Look what we've found. Retro sweets. I think it's time we try some retro sweets. Right, I've even got some interesting things. So I've got, first of all,
Yeah.
Pontefract cakes.
Right, I have no idea what that is.
I haven't. But then I found loads of, in this shop, they've
Yeah.
got proper old school stuff.
Oh, right.
Right? So I found these.
Right.
Now I can't, I hope I get this right.
Yeah.
But because if not, then it's a little bit of a shame. But these, I've not seen these before. I don't know if you have. Does anybody know what they are? They're called, I think that I might have got this. They're either winter knits or winter nips. I'm not sure which. It's one or other.
I think it'll be winter knits, won't it?
Well, I've heard the term winter nips before. But
Andrew, are you allowed to say that?
I smell them.
They smell licoricey, don't they?
Shall we try one
It
to walk
smells
down with?
like sambuca. And I like sambuca.
Try one.
Not chewy on the outside.
No, I don't
just
think
so
they're
you
chewy on
know.
the outside. Don't break your teeth.
This is a joke. Is that some sort of joke? Is
Why
it
is
really
it a
bad
joke?
sour or something?
No,
Because you've not had one, so you tested
No.
me.
I'll try mine.
It's like a little sambuca bowl.
There's nothing wrong with them.
I don't really like it.
Let's see if we can keep vlogging while we've got winter nips in his mouth.
Look at the Wurlitz organ again there.
Where?
We've seen two Wurlitzes, haven't we?
Yeah. We have, yeah.
But this has still got a traditional curtain at the front that pulls up when the movie starts.
Yeah, I love old cinemas. 1926. When you come to places like this, in winter,
Yeah.
you don't get the weather all the time. You can't guarantee. It's very difficult to plan, isn't it? You know,
Yes.
to
we've
come
been
and see it.
away in summer, haven't we? And it's poured down.
Yeah, that's it. But I think maybe it's a bit quieter in winter. Now, the guy that served us winter sweets,
Yep.
he said that January used to be dead.
Right.
There'd be nobody here. He says, but now, he says it's not so much. It's pretty much all the way through, steady away, but summer's very, very busy.
Yeah. Luxury boat experience on Windermere. Wow.
Wow. Now, today is a special day for Dora because it's her first birthday, isn't
Happy
it?
birthday, Dora.
Happy birthday, Dora. The world of Beatrix Potter.
Do you know much about Beatrix Potter?
All I know is that when I was growing up, we used to have like a ball or something with it on.
Oh,
The
I
pottery.
did for my cereal, yes.
Something
Now-
that you bought people for christenings.
Yeah.
All right.
So Beatrix Potter wrote 20 books.
Something about a rabbit.
Yeah.
Peter Rabbit.
Peter Rabbit, yeah. She also sold 250 million copies.
Wow.
It's a lot, isn't it?
That's a lot.
Did you know what her real name is? Her first name?
Is it Brian?
It's Helen.
Why did she call herself Beatrix?
That was her middle name. Not sure, but she did. Oh, it's closed.
And was she from here?
Yeah, she lived at round the corner somewhere. And when she died, she gave her house and all her monies to the National Trust.
Amazing individual.
Yeah. And when she stopped writing books, she became a sheep farmer.
A sheep farmer?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think, and guys can put me right here, that she lived in Hawk's Head.
Carrying out maintenance. You can see actually there's some ladders in there. And also it looks like Beatrix Potter is, the museum is obviously helping save Windermere. You can see there that we've got a sticker. So if you want to find out more about all this with the pollution, if you type that in, it'll take you to the website.
Oh, I see it. Yes,
There's
there it is.
lots more info. That's where we found out about this. But there you go. All right, so
it's
what
won
can
awards,
we see?
This little museum, it's won awards, Best Family Awards. Now, if you look at the reviews, they're excellent reviews of this, but for toddlers.
Right.
Do you know what my favourite book is?
Yeah, I do. 50 Shades of Grey.
The Tale of Mrs. Tiggywinkle.
I've got another fact that you don't know.
Okay.
Do you know who opened it? They were looking for somebody to open it up, and
Yeah.
they've been ringing around, nobody would do it. Don't know why. And I think somebody was saying, oh, no, we can't find anybody to do it. Somebody went, Victoria would. And that's how apparently she got that job. So.
Honestly, I wonder why you haven't been like pulled up yet to do some comedy shows.
Really? So there's a shop here. It's all Beatrix Potter.
But the stories are beautiful, and I loved it as a child. I also had an egg cup, a Mrs. Tiggywinkle egg cup for my dippy eggs.
For your dippy egg?
My dippy eggs, yeah, I loved dippy eggs as a child.
I've seen you eat soup, I bet it were a right mess, that.
Very well looked after you.
Jesus, what's that? Looks like you that time you put that shower cap on. Oh, look at this. Antiques on high. Ooh. Hey, look, I've always wanted one of them. You know, like Michael Caine?
Yeah, you'd look cool in that, wouldn't you? What would you do with it? Just walk
Wear
around the
it.
house
I'd
in
just
it?
wear it.
Where?
In Windermere. Look at that. It's only £10. What's it called? Glengory cap. What kind is it? Wow. £75. I remember these from my childhood.
Trains.
Yeah, I used to have a little train set. But I never had a pink kimono. I think it's the ladies, isn't it? I'd have had that. Look here. Dandy, Beano, Eagle. Got all these badge caps.
They're
Military
beautiful.
badge caps.
Love them.
Hey, look at these. Observer's Book of Manned Spacecraft. And look at these. All these guides
Aren't they?
to different places.
Quite a lot we've been to. Brill.
Yeah. Matlock. There's a few that we haven't been to as well.
They got a barn.
The Lake District. So this is an early 1900s book?
Yeah, I would say probably about 1920s perhaps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they produced, Wardlock mainly produced for holiday destinations.
Oh, okay, wow.
There are other guides like the Homeland Handbook,
Yeah.
and they were just like town guides really.
Right.
But yeah, they were really produced to give people an idea of where they could stay and what they could do and stuff. So there were adverts usually at the front and the back of many different things, including obviously hotels and bed and breakfasts. And they obviously have maps in, so if you were walking,
Yeah.
you could obviously go and use them for your walks. Quite often the maps in some of the guides do get taken out.
Oh, okay. So they don't
people
always
use the
come.
map, take
So
the map
people
with them.
collect these then for different locations.
People collect them, yeah. So I
We
mean,
sell a lot of the shop, yeah.
Yeah.
you can from really Sussex to up into Scotland really.
Wow.
This is how people found out their information.
That's one of my favourite shops I've been in.
Yeah.
And the staff have got all the time in the world to tell you
Very
about it.
knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And the shops all over the lakes.
Who's got any of these guides? Do you collect them? Or do you remember them from when you were Younger. I've never heard of them before.
No, but I think we might start collecting some.
Claire loves a collection. Now then, back to the pollution on this place.
Yeah.
There's a big petition being signed, isn't there?
That's right. It's had over 100,000 signatures.
Everybody cares about Windermere, and for good reason, you can see.
I think lots of people came as as child. They brought their children, their grandchildren here.
Yeah.
And want to be able to share the water. So we're in St Martin's Church now. This is a 12th century church. So mega old.
It's still made with this like slate type of thing.
Yeah, it's really nice. And it's kind of in the centre,
Yeah.
isn't it? Now, interestingly, there's a grade 2 listed tombstone in here.
Tombstone.
Yeah, it's grade 2 listed one. The guy's name is Rosella's Belfield.
Okay. Reveled.
Rosella's.
Look at that for a great hotel.
Ooh.
So we're trying to find this tombstone, and then we can talk more about it if we find it.
Yeah, the date's dated 1822.
Abyssinia. Oh, is this the guy? Rosella's Belfield,
Yeah.
a native of Abyssinia. Is that Ethiopia?
It's in Africa, correct?
Who departed this life on the 16th of January 1822, aged 32. As a slave by birth, I left my native land and found my freedom on Britain's strand. Blessed Isle, thou glory of the wise and free, thou touch alone unbinds the chains of slavery.
Came to live at Windermere.
So he was a slave, but then he was free,
Yeah, somebody bought him for £5.
and then released him from slavery.
Yes, brought him here and he lived here.
Wow. You find some amazing facts, Claire.
That's pretty good. And that's a grade 2 listed tombstone. You can't touch it.
Wow.
Can't be changed, moved, anything.
Wow.
So what I find really fascinating is there's people here walking about, having a lovely time, but you walk past history and you just don't know what you're walking past.
Yeah.
That must happen. Everybody that's watching this must have walked past something that's so historical and they didn't realise.
Didn't know, yeah. This looks posh, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Old McDonald's, the Old England Hotel and Spa. Who stayed there? Have you tried it? Is it nice? Boat hire, you can hire a boat. I like hiring boats.
You do.
I do, I like a boat, I like vehicles. My life's just Grand Theft Auto, basically. I just jump from one vehicle to another. As you know, in this little Lake District tour, we stayed in a hotel, didn't we? We stayed at Storrs Hotel. But when we're looking around, I didn't see the Bellsfield Hotel come up, did you? Look at that for a place.
That's beautiful.
Is it posh? Is it mid-range? What is
Looks
it?
posh to me.
So you can come and have a go on this red cruise, blue cruise, yellow cruise. So you can go out on the cruises. It tells you where you are. Look at all these islands. Is there a lot of islands?
Yes, there's 18 islands, Andrew.
18?
Yeah, and the one across there is called Bellevue. Oh, no, it's not. It's called Belle Island.
Belle Island.
Belle Isle.
Oh.
Belle Isle.
Belial.
Belle Isle.
Belial.
And it's the largest.
Belial? Bell.
Belle Isle. Here we go, look, Belle Isle, the largest island. I'm correct. 37 acres.
Belle Isle House. So that's that, yeah.
There's a house on it.
These are all the places. Ray Castle. I've not heard of Ray Castle, but I've heard of Roy Castle. Lakeside Pier, Fellfoot Park. I don't know why there's that much going off. Oh look, and there, Storrs Hall. So
There's a jetty there, isn't there, remember?
yeah, if you want to learn more about Storrs Hall, you can check out our video of it. So as you can see, even on a dull January day, you can see that the Lake District, Windermere especially, all of the activity is really down by the lake. So if there's a pollution problem, it's not just a ecological disaster of it, but it's the economic
The
as
tourism.
well.
Yeah,
But they're doing something about it, aren't they?
they are.
Because I think there's some new legislation being put in place And that's by Save Windermere. I think they've managed to push some things through where the water companies are a little bit more accountable for what they're doing.
Right.
So that's an improvement, you know.
Okay. Has that happened?
I'm not sure if it's happened. Do you think it's not happened?
I don't think it's happened, no.
I think there's some promises that the new government were going to do something about it, but are you saying it's not?
Yes,
been put
but
in
it's
place?
not. No, it hasn't happened yet. I wouldn't want them on my coat. I'd be
Unless that's-
horrified if it landed on me.
Unless that's just his jacket. I know it's moving. See if you can get some on your hat.
Oh,
Very beautiful, even now, isn't it?
here we go. Look, Save Windermere again. A lot of these local businesses are really pushing this. SaveWindermere.com, and look at this, Bow Nessie.
I've heard of Bonessie.
Yeah. Have you?
Yeah, have you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
It's like Loch Ness, but
Oh, yeah.
it's Bonessie.
That's right.
So apparently it's got its own monster.
Have you seen Bow Nessie?
Well, I haven't seen it.
No, I haven't either.
Let us know if you have. I mean, it might be being mistaken for a massive log. So you might be wondering, you
Mm-hmm.
know, with this added phosphorus, it creates algae blooms. But an algae bloom, is it that dangerous? What happens with an algae bloom
Yeah.
is it starves the lake of oxygen. So if there's no oxygen in the lake, then it kills all the wildlife
Okay.
that's in it. So all the fish die. And then the fish, obviously, they're part of a feeding system.
Yeah.
So then everything that feeds off the fish, well, then that
Die
dies.
as well.
Which means that Lake Windermere is actually dying. So it doesn't look that bad. If we go on this jetty, then maybe we can see what it's like. It looks pretty clear at the minute, but there's a reason for that. Summer, that's where the problem starts, because as temperatures go up and sunlight goes up, it increases this toxic algae. This water may contain toxic algae which can cause upset stomach and skin irritation. Animals can also be seriously affected. It's not just like a bit of tittle tattle on the internet. This is a real thing.
Well, so much so that they're actually warning you.
Toxic algae, not algae, toxic algae. One of the things that winds people up about the company that's in charge of this area
Yeah.
is that over the same time period they took £7 billion worth and they awarded 1.6 billion to shareholders. But during that time, they only invested 40 million in the infrastructure. I think the argument is that if they invested more money, then it wouldn't have caused a problem.
It wouldn't have got this bad, would it?
I know a big word about Windermere.
A big word.
Yeah, it's an oligotrophic lake, and that means, I think I'm saying that right, but what that means is that if you removed all human interaction with it, then it'd have very, very low nutrients, so it wouldn't have any algae at all. The keys, this is the business end, a lot of boat stuff.
Look at this. Today's hot soup with buttered balm. What's the balm? Does it mean a bread cake?
Buttered balm? I thought balm were like something you put on your skin.
Oh, and chips, look. That's nice. Soup,
£8.50.
bread and chips.
Soup's quite expensive, we've found this winter.
Why? I don't know why.
Inflation on soups, off the chart, £8.50. I know you get chips, fair enough, but we've seen £8.50 for, in fact somebody commented.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
So, and it brought it to my attention when we were in, where were we?
Cartmel,
Cartmel, and soup and a roll.
£9.
Oh, really? Look at this, lakeside seating. Is this open? I'd like to go in there, would
It looks
you?
like it's open, the lights are on.
This is the dog section.
We're in the Quayside Bar.
Please don't think that you can just wander in here for a tinkle. The pub uses a code for the toilet door that you can only get from the bar. But seeing as you've sat through this dribble, I'll give it you. It's P155.
Oh, we had a nice time at the Quayside.
Yeah, would recommend it.
I didn't know what to think actually, because sometimes it looks like it's part of a chain. And I don't really like them, but the
don't
food
like-
with
yeah.
massive portions in there.
Really
What do you
good
think?
value. Fast service, friendly service.
Yeah. One thing we'd like to say is thank you to everybody who's bought our hoodies and hats. We got some new stock. It's probably going to be the last bit of winter wear.
stock, yes.
Seeing as that we're in the fashion industry and everything, we have to think in seasons now. But we won't be getting any more hats in. If you want one, now's the time. They always sell out.
We've had nothing but good reviews.
Yes, so
thank you. Also something to mention, we wear hoodies, our hoodies aren't zips. Don't forget, we do have zips.
we do have zips. And also something to mention, now Claire's got 2 hoodies. You'll see her sometimes with the grey one, but I only took one because I'm thrifty and everything, and I thought, well, we'll put them in the shop. I did have a green one that I'd earmarked for me, but it got sold, so I never wore that. So my blue one, you've actually seen this all the way through. Since when did we get them? August.
Yeah, something like that.
So obviously when we get them, we do as testing and everything, but you can't actually see just how good they'll last, but it looks
Fine,
pretty much brand new.
Yeah.
So
And the green hoodies are really nice. We do have some in stock.
yeah. So there you go. They're really good hoodies, and I think people that have bought them, you can vouch for us. Anyway, so there we are. We've really enjoyed our short time in Windermere, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. We would recommend a trip here, wouldn't we?
Yeah. So obviously it's getting a lot of publicity about the pollution, and I think we all agree something needs doing about it. So fingers crossed it does get sorted out to bring it back to its normal level. But that is us done for you. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we shall see you in the next video, which is actually going to be quite exciting.
A little bit different, isn't it?
A little bit different. We're still up in the Lake District. Tune in for that. It'll be out on Thursday. Until then, take care, people.
The world